And welcome, everybody, to the Loons podcast. My name is Tony. I'm here with Dave and Dave. Dave Stevens, Dave Sterling. I'm Tony Pervenanzi. Today we're coming to you from 56 Brewing in northeast Minneapolis. Technically, it's kind of on the border of Columbia Heights and northeast. Kind of tucked away. Stevens, you and I used to live up in northeast.
Yeah, just a stone's throw, a little south of here.
I guess this was kind of the pass-through area.
I wouldn't call it a pass-through area. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in this area, not for going to a brewery, but one of my favorite golf courses growing up.
Oh,
Columbia,
where we golfed. Yes,
that's just a block or two away from here. Yeah, it's just to the east.
Yeah, we used to have some great times golfing there. It's cheap twilight rates. Remember that?
I once got hit in the head with a golf ball.
John Andruski?
Thanks to John, yeah.
Oh, that's where that happened. That story came up on this podcast.
Yeah, so, I mean, given the proximity to our old stomping ground in the Northeast, it's nice to get back here anytime we can.
I want to thank Tyler from 56 Brewing for letting us come out here. He is the taproom manager here. I'm drinking, they just came out with the Sexy Beach Milkshake IPA, which is an IPA brewed with coconut, vanilla, and pureed pineapple. And I love milkshake IPAs, guys. This is a big kind of thing now with microbreweries that come doing that, and every place has got a different take. This is fantastic.
It's my next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
we all got flights.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to talk about what you're drinking first,
I'm doing the Cali Street.
Okay.
Which I said right off the bat, to me it's a crusher. 5.6%. It's not crazy over the top hoppy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really smooth. I think the malt character is a little bit more robust than some IPAs, maybe a little bit. It's really good.
All right. Stevens?
Yeah, and I got a flight as well, like you mentioned. I'm looking forward to trying that Sexy Beach as well. But I had to start with with their stout. It's called Dark Territory. Mm-hmm. And actually, this is my first time here at 56, but I've heard a lot of good things about their stout, Dark Territory, and definitely wanted to try it. And then a nice thing that I really enjoy is you can have it nitrogenated. Yeah. So that just gives it a real smooth, velvety texture going down. And it's got just... it says I can taste the chocolate. It's got a note of coconut. I can't quite tell that yet, but I just love the finish. Very smooth.
Nice. Before we get into some more business, guys, I do want to say this tap room has kind of an upstairs balcony that has a bunch of old school pinball machines in it.
Yep.
They got Funhouse. They've got Awesome Powers machine. They also have they've got another machine, like a bowling machine back here they don't have running yet. But they also have concerts here. They just opened up a spot right next door to them that you can walk into, and it's like for concerts and events.
Yeah, and there's a barrel room too.
I think that's the barrel room is their concert and event room.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
They had a concert here last night. I don't remember the guy's name, but they sold out of it. And it looks like if you go to their calendar, they have concerts going on every weekend.
Yeah, I think they actually had a concert on Friday and Saturday night. The last 2 nights in a row.
And this won't help anybody now, but they have jazz tonight.
They have jazz. We are getting kicked out of here at 2:30 for jazz at 3 o'clock. So this place is it's pretty sweet. I do like this place.
Yeah.
I do want to mention that you can find us pretty much anywhere. Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn. We are part of the BGN network. That is bgn.fm. We're also part of the Minnesota Podcast Network. And that has changed. Their website name has changed. It used to be Podcast MN. It is now podcastminn.com. So, they changed.
I'm going to have to edit my...
No, you're fine. The link works.
Okay, good.
It's just I think they changed to MINN because I don't know why they changed it, but they
So you're talking about their address or their name?
Their address. It's still podcast or Minnesota Podcast Network, but their website address is podcastminn.com. That's where you can find us. So,
all right.
So let's get into we've had 2 games since we talked last, guys. We had San Jose a week ago, and then last night we had the Galaxy. So we're going to get into the San Jose game just a little bit. Before we get into that, this year what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the previous two games that we've had, we're going to go very quickly into the game from last week. We're going to go through it, talk about it a little bit, spend a little time on that one, and then we'll spend more time on the game that was last night that's more fresh in our minds.
Yeah, and ultimately, 2 games ago, it's been spoken about and analyzed and reanalyzed
and we just want to stay as current as possible.
Exactly.
Basically.
You guys don't want to listen to too much. We'll give our brief opinions and
we don't want to rehash it.
Right.
So,
and I think as the season progresses, you're going to see more social media content or even written content from us about that game anyway.
Exactly.
So there's no reason to...
No. So a week ago we played San Jose, the Quakes as they're called, and we ended up with a victory in that game. Kind of coming off the first game, which we all got excited about. The first game of the season, we won. It was our first road victory against a Western Conference team.
Opponent.
Yep. And then we went and had a second.
And then we had a second.
So there's a bunch of firsts. I mean, obviously this would be, first time they've had back-to-back away road victories, conference or not.
And I'd like to point out that the very season preview episode, I guess, I said that the San Jose game would dictate what happened in these 5 games.
Sure.
Yeah, when we were talking about, I think we were predicting how many points were the United or the Loons
and my pick was 10 if they beat San Jose.
Yeah.
And San Jose, obviously, I issued this out on Twitter before the game. We had never beaten them.
4 losses in 4 tries.
Yeah,
is that correct? Yeah.
4 losses and not good ones either. So I mean, it was a big. I think that was a big moment. Maybe not season defining moment.
No, I don't think it's season defining.
It was a big moment.
But they do have a new coach.
They do.
They're trying a new system.
Yep.
So I think we went into that game going, okay, kind of like the Vancouver game. Vancouver had a new coach, right?
Yep.
So we're going, maybe this is a chance for us to kind of show what we got. Of course, the national media was going, well, yeah, they can beat Vancouver.
Well,
and if they beat San Jose, but those are 2 teams that are kind of in transition.
Yeah, and that is something that we'll probably talk about. But yeah, you look at the Loons' first 2 opponents, Vancouver and San Jose. Look at them now; they've played a combined 6 matches with 0 points to show for it. They've both lost 3 games, including obviously the Loons beat them once each. But
that's right.
Now as we get further into this discussion, now everybody was saying, well, now the Loons are actually playing a formidable opponent.
And the big thing to point out with these 2 wins, is that we're finally beating the teams we should beat.
Exactly.
Right? The last 2 seasons we dropped points against these teams.
Right.
And Vancouver wasn't always worse than us, but San Jose was always worse than us. Why are we losing to those?
Exactly.
Yeah. So the fact that we've beaten them now, it's saying, okay, we've taken a step in the right direction.
Right.
Really.
So the San Jose game, the first goal came because of a handball in the box.
Yes.
And so we had VAR, which we talked about. We were kind of messing back and forth.
Yep.
VAR came and said that was actually a handball.
And it came late.
It was delayed, yeah.
It came late.
And Dave and I made comments about how we hate that.
Yeah.
And we even said, even though it was in our favor, it's still annoying.
It's worse for a fan at the game, obviously it'd be a home fan,
And we dealt with that last year. There was a couple games that I went to that there were things like that.
The problem is just when that happens, you're sitting in the stands, you don't know.
No.
You might, if you're watching it on TV, you might hear the announcer say, oh, they might look at that as the run of plays going forward. But if you're sitting in the stands, you don't necessarily know.
And you don't even necessarily know what happened.
Right.
No.
I mean, we had a game last season where Miggy had a handball.
Yeah, in the
box.
But it was in the opposite box. Remember?
And
that's why we didn't see it.
And we almost ended up scoring a goal. Before it finally got reviewed, and it was a complete mess. We had absolutely no idea what was going on.
Well, that was crazy because they were down at the other end. Then all of a sudden it came back and they were shooting a penalty shot, and we're going, "What happened?"
Exactly.
We don't know what happened. So Darwin, of course, hits the penalty kick.
Right.
And that was a big goal, just kind of to earmark that one. That was the Loons' 100th MLS goal scored.
Which I don't know. We maybe should have looked to see where that ranks, like how fast it took versus say I'd hate to see how fast Atlanta hit it.
I'd say it's
But-
pretty slow.
You know, we should have looked that up, but we didn't. I'm going to say we'll go back and look at it later.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's middle of the pack.
I would think so too, because we were never really that bad at scoring.
Correct.
goals.
It was, it was giving up this 70 goals a season. That was a bigger
But-
problem than goals scored.
It couldn't have come for a better guy than Darwin, because Darwin has kind of defined what this
Yeah.
team can be. Although I wish it was a Darwin chip shot over the goalie,
Right.
because that would have been like par for the course.
Something kind of cheeky.
Yeah.
And that didn't occur until the 49th minute. So it was scoreless at half.
It was.
It didn't. It felt like the Loons deserved that goal, though.
Well-
because the first half they had created a lot of chances.
And let's go back to why it was 0-0 at the half, because San Jose plays a man-marking
Man-marking
system,
defense.
which pretty much, if anybody doesn't know, it's kind of like in the NBA playing man-to-man defense.
Yeah.
You're playing against one guy, that you are responsible for one guy on the pitch.
And it was weird. I mean, it's really weird to see in soccer. Mm-hmm. And Tony, as you pointed out, it's kind of a gas burner.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it can work to your advantage if you have good athletes
Yep.
who have great stamina. It can work to your advantage because the other team doesn't know what's going on. But if you have athletes and you're trying a new system, you're going to go through a lot of hiccups,
Yep.
like San Jose has been going through right now.
Exactly. And I highly doubt any of those players with San Jose had ever played that system
No,
before.
no.
So that probably explains why they're 0 for 3.
Right.
So the man marking thing was kind of weird to look
Yeah.
at. There was a lot of the thing I saw from the most was there was a lot of open space.
Yep.
A guy
Well-
would get past his guy, and then there
Yeah.
was open space, and it is what it is.
It
and,
is,
you
I
know.
think it was a little bit of both. I mean, I think there was times where the Loons were frustrated,
Yeah.
going forward. It was a little discombobulated. I think-
Definitely in the first half.
I think you mentioned that via text, but I mean, it's not the only reason it was scoreless at half. I think real quick, I think that I got to bring up the goalkeeping. Vega for San Jose
Yeah.
he was
He had
outstanding
some
in
great-
that first half.
Yeah, some great saves.
Yep.
Tremendous.
I think I said that they were disjointed in the first half. And it was. It was just, and I think that's comes with the fact that Almeida's the only manager in MLS that plays that system.
Yes.
So it was brand new. It's brand new to
And I want to bring
players in the league.
Yeah, did you guys, so Iko Para, versus San Jose, that was his 150th MLS appearance, and I didn't hear it. I want to know if you guys, did you hear him getting booed by the San Jose fans
Yes.
on the
Yeah,
broadcast?
I think I heard a little bit. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
which is, Iko Para was drafted by San Jose. He started
Yes.
his career there at 3 years.
I expect nothing less from the Bay Area,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. It's San Jose.
Yeah.
Anyway, come on.
Yeah.
You're named after
he hasn't
after
played
national.
there for a while,
You're-
which is shocking that they still would boo him.
Your team is named after a natural disaster.
Right.
I mean, that's just come on. So the second goal was actually a nice goal. Was a nice.
Oh, yeah,
Darwin
Maggie,
with the
yeah.
fast break, kicks it over to Miguel, and Miguel just nails it.
Honestly, I think considering the whole sequence, how Darwin muscled off the defender, the defender actually fell over. Darwin is 5'3"? I mean, the
If
fact
that.
that he couldn't, I don't know, but the whole sequence with that muscled off defender, just chugging down the field, and finding Miguel. Miguel went a little wide. It did phenomenal goal. I think it should have been goal of the week just for the whole sequence of
I
it.
Yeah.
completely agree, and you probably saw it on Twitter, but we went ahead and selected our man of the match for that game, and I think Tony and I, we both had Ibarra,
Yeah.
and to be honest with you, I couldn't help it. It was because of that goal. His
Yeah.
second touch to curl into that far corner was just beautiful. Beautiful goal.
And we talked about this in the pod before. Miguel doesn't get a lot of the, praise. I mean, he gets praise, but doesn't get a lot of the